Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Some new procedures are being enforced for incoming and outgoing travelers for the CNMI. Also tonight, NMC receives the remaining funding from the CARES Education Act. And a report is released regarding the use of deadly force by DPS officers. In sports, 1 year ago today was far more exciting than it was today. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Thank you for being here with us.
For finding ways to keep things happening.
For making things feel a lot better.
Thank you.
Energize, realize, feels so good just to be alive. Time's a gift, my time is free. I can spend it on you, you can spend it on me. I could say you'll be blown away by the change you see me. And I feel alright, dance all night, put a little flavor in my life.
Thank you for staying strong with us.
And for us.
Thank you for always connecting.
For keeping us together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding us
That despite this distance,
We are still better together.
Every day, every day, I put the good stuff in. No.
Docomo Pacific, better together.
Jose and Pedro were born on the very same day. Jose liked to play sports. Pedro liked to play video games. Jose's favorite word was pass. Pass me the ball. Pedro's favorite word was pass too. Pass me the rice. Jose is retired and has both time and energy. His life is just beginning. Pedro has diabetes, hypertension, and gout. His life could soon end. Eat less, play more, live longer. Brought to you by PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Half a day to Ruwami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. New procedures are in place starting today for incoming and outgoing travelers for the CNMI. Inter-island travel in the CNMI is scheduled to resume operations on Star Mariana's Air later this week, but there is a requirement before one can board the aircraft.
So individuals traveling within the CNMI don't need proof of a lab test for inter-island travel. But Star Mariana's Air is requiring proof of a health evaluation to board. In all honesty, the Star Mariana's requirement has been going on a case-by-case basis in island travel for the last several weeks. To get a health evaluation to board Star Mariana's flight, you can visit the MCATS tent here at CHEC from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So this evaluation looks for symptoms of COVID-19, but does not include a lab test. And then they can get that health certification or evaluation as authorized by CHEC.
If you plan on traveling out of the CNMI, you are urged to check entry requirements of your destination, as quarantine may apply and is out of the Commonwealth's control. One requirement may be a COVID-19 lab-confirmed health evaluation. If so, one must schedule an appointment well enough in advance to receive the appropriate documentation.
We want the residents to know that this is very different from the community-based testing. A COVID-19 lab-confirmed evaluation is meant to allow the traveler, to be in compliance with testing and entry requirements that are permitted by the various states or territories.
There is an administrative fee of $50 to cover the expedited lab results that come out 24 to 36 hours after your appointment. There are 4 steps to request a COVID-19 lab-confirmed evaluation.
So step 1 in requesting a COVID-19 lab-confirmed evaluation is to schedule the appointment with the CHEC. Step 2 is making a payment. So when you schedule your appointment, the CHCC rep will ask how you would like to make the payment, and if you want to do it over the phone, you would call a specific number. So step 3 is to visit the MCATs, that's the Medical Care and Treatment Site here at the CHCC campus area on the upper level, and individuals are required to have these items to check in their proof of travel plans, which includes the confirmed itinerary or their e-ticket, a photo ID, and a receipt number, which they'll be given by the cashier.
It is important to also take into account when you will return to the CNMI, as a travel clearance does not guarantee one will not be quarantined.
So all individuals entering the CNMI now, as of May 20, will be immediately transported to a quarantine site for evaluation. And then they're subject to quarantine and testing within 5 to 7 days of their stay, and then they're monitored daily for symptoms of COVID-19.
Bautista says the 5 to 7 day quarantine upon arrival into the CNMI was implemented to add an extra layer of security in ensuring an individual has not contracted COVID-19 during travel. As of today, May 20th, 2020, the CNMI has 21 cumulative confirmed positive COVID-19 cases, 2 deaths, and 13 recovered cases. The number of specimens that have been collected on Saipan through community-based drive-through testing is 3,596. On Tinian is 54, and on Rhoda is 167. The Northern Marianas College receives federal funds to continue its academic and workforce programs and services. Sally Lemus has the details.
Governor Ralph Torres and Lieutenant Governor Arno Palacios met with the Northern Marianas Board of Regents on Thursday to present the college with $4.7 million under the Governor's Emergency Education Relief Fund.
Through the CARES Act stimulus that came in, there's 23 million, total of 27 million was appropriated to CNMI, 23 million went to PSS, the other 4.7 is the Governor's discretion as to assist post-secondary education and other institutions. We looked at the priorities of NMC and we prioritized and we gave the whole amount of 4.7 to NMC.
Interim President Frankie Elliptico, joined by other NMC officials online, thanked the Governor, Lieutenant Governor, and Finance Secretary David Atelig for helping the college and its students.
Knowing that economic difficulties of the whole CNMI, not just NMC, we've been talking about furloughs, we've been talking about work hour cuts, we've been talking about austerity. We've been implementing austerity from last year. This year, we are always one of the first agencies to implement austerity before anybody else in the Commonwealth. And we've shown that because we know that we have a part in this whole community. It's not just us who need funds, it's everybody. So we are trying to do our best.
NMC continued classes even though government offices and most businesses were closed. They transitioned its face-to-face classes to an online format. Governor Torres adds that he, together with the Lieutenant Governor, believes in the leadership of the college.
With all the challenges that NMC have gone through, the support that they've given the administration, we talk about first responders, nurses. I got swabbed a couple of times, and the comfort of being swabbed by NMC graduate from the nursing program is a comfort for me. And you just look at the program in itself, the leadership, the 4.7 is well deserved to go to NMC.
I'm Sally Lemus for KSPN News.
The next disbursement of stimulus checks are scheduled to be mailed out this Friday, May 22nd. The CNMI Director of Rev and Tax answered some frequently asked questions.
So question number 1, does somebody who is a resident alien qualify for the payment? The answer is yes, but I do have to reiterate that the person must be a qualifying resident in 2020 and could not be claimed as a dependent on somebody else's return. Aliens who received a payment but are not a qualifying resident must return the payment.
Norita says if an individual is deceased, the check must be returned. Also, the stimulus check must be returned if an individual is incarcerated. Another FAQ about these stimulus checks is,
I think the amount of my payment is incorrect. What can I do? So people, I hope they can understand that We are doing the best that we can with the information that we have on hand. We have based payments on the 2019 return if it was filed. If not, we base it on the 2018 return.
If you receive a check that belongs to someone else, it should be returned to either the post office or to the Revenue Tax Office.
And there are criminal penalties for those that are cashing checks that don't belong to them. As for collection of these monies that should have been returned, our division will take enforcement action and collect this money through our collection procedures.
Secretary of Finance David Adelig does ask those who have not received their stimulus check and are expecting it in the next batch to sign up for direct deposit.
They can go on to our website at finance.gov.mp and click on the link for the stimulus portal and submit their updated information and their bank account information. It will relieve them of these long lines and practice social distancing. And I'd like to just reiterate and assure the public that their information on our website is very secure and protected. We are guided and bounded by the IRS security and their regulations. We have to keep our sites very secured. So just want to assure the public that our sites are secured and that their information will not be hacked, or at least we have things in place to reduce that ability to be hacked.
A report has been released by the AG's office regarding the use of deadly force by DPS officers. Take a listen. Officers of the Department of Public Safety are placed in complex circumstances when defending themselves, someone else, or performing an arrest, especially when put into the position of using deadly force.
It's a very difficult and complex job. One of the things that I think that citizens really don't have a lot of experience with, and is very hard to comprehend unless you have gone through this experience, is the speed with which you have to make these decisions.
This was shown on March 12, 2020, when officers of DPS entered the residence of Gordon Castro to perform an arrest.
Gordon Castro resisted in an extraordinary way. He refused the orders of the officers. He wouldn't unlock the car that he was in. He indicated that he had a gun. He shot that gun at officers. He used that gun to use his girlfriend as a shield. He then kidnapped her. He moved to another location where he had more protection. He stayed in that location and continued to shoot at officers. At that point, I think any reasonable person would believe that the officers could not go into that house and attempt an arrest without being prepared to use deadly force.
Chief Prosecutor John Bradley conducted an independent review of the circumstances. He says officers were justified in using deadly force due to the many actions that were taken by Castro.
The officers did not go in with the intent to kill him. They went in with the express intent to still try and conduct an arrest without someone being killed. And once they went in there, other circumstances arose that were triggered by Castro, pointing the gun at one of the officers, shooting at him, hitting that shield, trying to shoot at the other officers. And it was at that point that they used their guns to use deadly force to complete that arrest. It's unfortunate that it caused his death. It's unfortunate that he also used that time to kill her. But they were justified in using deadly force because of all of the circumstances presented by Gordon Castro.
Bradley says moving forward, laws need to be improved on the release of violent and repeat offenders so that situations like Castro's do not continue to happen.
But we need to understand that criminal behavior doesn't stop just because someone is arrested and released on bond. It doesn't magically change the character of a person or create these imaginary protections for the public. Judges should be very careful in considering whether they should release someone on bail without proper supervision. And they should also be considerate if there are violations of conditions while you are on bail, whether or not that right should be taken away. And those are discussions that need to happen because we are seeing an increase in the number of violent crimes and the repetition of violent crimes while people are out on bail. And we're frustrated that we have very limited ability to keep that from being repeated. It's really up to the legislature and the judges to improve the laws in that area.
Coming up, a look back at the life of a most successful businessman. That story following the break.
Mom, are you sure? What about the shutters? And do you have your medicine?
Don't worry about us, love, okay? You take good care of yourself. I'm in love. Yeah, sorry. The power went out, so I had to light up all the candles. Yeah. Yes, baby, yeah. I'm just glad our home phone's working and we're able to contact you.
Mom, are you sure? What about the shutters? And do you have your medicine?
Don't worry about us, love, okay? You take good care of yourself. I'm in love. Yeah, sorry. The power went out, so I had to light up all the candles. Yeah. Yes, baby, yeah. I'm just glad our home phone's working and we're able to contact you.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. A well-known and well-respected business leader passed away peacefully from natural causes at the Commonwealth Hospital Monday. Bob Coldine reports.
His life spanned an era of radical change. Jose Rebuena Glafoifoy was born during Japanese times. He experienced World War II when he should have been in elementary school. He grew up during a U.S. naval administration and became a man during Trust Territory days. Glafoifoy was one of the movers in the United Micronesia Development Association, eventually serving as chairman of the board. UMDA helped spearhead Micronesia's move to tourism with ownership of an airline, hotels, a golf course, and other businesses, including the launching of Mariana's Cablevision. Through it all, his wife says he was centered in his roots.
Being a Carolinian, proud Carolinian, is a very proud that he hailed from Tanapag. He loves to help for the community if possible. Actually, he told me before he passed away that if he will going to regain his health because he cannot walk by himself, he's using the cane. He told me that he wanted to help the church for the fundraising, at the same time the Bilao project, the one for Palauans, because he's very close also to people in Palau, from the people from Palau.
Glafoifoy served as a representative in the 3rd House of Representatives and Speaker in the 5th Legislature. Governor Ralph Torres credits him for inspiration.
He's definitely a mentor for me. He's actually more of a father figure as well. I've gone to learn about him. I got to know him as a person. Very well respected, genuine. It's definitely changed my life and opportunities that he's given me that I'll never ever be able to repay him. In fact, he was the one that pushed me to run for Senate at a time where it was not even part of my decision.
Lafoifoy also served on the Commonwealth Ports Authority Board for 16 years, including 14 as chair. He stepped down last year at the age of 82 due to health reasons. Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios appreciates Lafoifoy's unassuming style.
You know, Joe is a very intelligent individual, but his demeanor is so humble that you forget about those things and you see the quality of that humility, and he gets things done very quietly and unassertively. But you know, we lost a great leader.
Lafoifoy was good friends with Larry Hillblum, a key UMDA official who perished on May 21st, 1995, on a flight between Saipan and Pagan that Joe was supposed to be on.
Because at that time they are doing the project for Tanapa, getting the renovation, and he has to stay because he has his workers, like they are helping for free. So he's providing them food and he wants to see them how they work. So that's what he told me. Like he was saved by the Lord.
He was supposed to go, right? Larry
yeah, he's supposed to go. That's what Larry called enough, but he said, I cannot go with you. So that's what happened.
That was 25 years ago. And for missing that ill-fated fight, Joe was able to achieve all of his dreams.
I think he is a fulfilled person and contented in life because that's what he told me.
Thank you for being here with us.
For finding ways to keep things happening.
For making things feel a lot better.
Thank you.
Energize, realize, feels so good just to be alive. Time's a gift, my time is free. I can spend it on you, you can spend it on me. I could say you'll be blown away by the change you see me. And I feel alright, dance all night, put a little flavor in my life.
Thank you for staying strong with us.
And for us.
Thank you for always connecting.
For keeping us together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding us
that despite this distance,
we are still better together.
Docomo Pacific, better together.
Half a day. I'm Dr. Dennis Williams, eye surgeon and physician at the Marianas Eye Institute.
Smoking can harm nearly every organ in your body, including your eyes. Age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, affects the center of the retina, which is responsible for the central vision needed for everyday tasks, such as reading and driving.
Multiple of scientific studies involving smoking and the health of your eye have absolutely demonstrated how the blood vessels can be severely affected by smoking so much that you would lose your central vision.
AMD is the leading cause of permanent vision loss among Americans age 65 and older, and if you smoke, you're 3 times more likely to get it.
Fortunately, these same studies have shown that by stopping smoking, you can decrease this risk in the future in spite of many years of smoking. So I encourage you to stop smoking as soon as you possibly can.
Many eye issues can be treated right here on Saipan. Come see for yourself.
This has been Dr. Dennis Williams of the Marianas Eye Institute.
My family is on whole home Wi-Fi powered by Plume.
Since we installed the Docomo whole home Wi-Fi, what did you guys notice about it?
when you pull up the driveway, it automatically connects, and I don't have to get out of my car right away and come upstairs to go on my phone.
My favorite thing is that it doesn't buffer when I'm watching YouTube.
My favorite thing is that when Addie calls now, there's no lag. Like before it used to be where I couldn't see her sometimes and I have to hang up and then call her back, and now I don't have to do that.
You know what's a good thing too is that when you come over to visit, I could give you your own password. I can assign a time limit so that I can say that you can only be on it for 1 hour. So that means you won't get in trouble from your mom.
And then you can go home.
The thing that I love the most is that I can freeze the internet for periods of time so that we can enjoy dinner time like this. Why are you rolling your eyes? So I'll turn it back on after dinner. Whole home Wi-Fi powered by Plume. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, no word on when soccer will start back up, hopefully in the fall. We missed the 2020 spring season completely. 1 year ago today, it was the M-League Spring Championship that included 3 players now playing on college soccer teams. It's our flashback attack. The NMI U18 Blue at Zuzu on the attack. The crossfield pass in front of smoke billowing up. Ominous indeed. Old B-Bank D stiffens, and it was still 0-0 midway through the first half. The NMI, the chip. Oh, it's too high over the returning goalie, Chris Aninzo, fresh from England. That leads to this corner kick. And Schuyler goes off the crossbar, and it was still 0-0. Hapwon Kim and Coach Mita Michitero with the give and go, and oh, there goes that chance. College-bound Dai Padzutski with the steal. Sunjun Tenorio leading the attack. The pass to Skylar Poon, and he overran the ball, but he recovers, gathers himself, eyes the defenders, and beats him, and then lofts it. Easy save for Chris. 6.5 minutes ago, and it was still 0-0. And that's when things got interesting. The Nationals pressing, and Aninzo comes out, deflects the ball. Sunjun, the blast. Oh, too many defenders. He clobbers one of them right down to the ground. Gets the ball back, goes outside. Oh, he wanted to grab it, but you know the rules. He finds space, gets tackled by Hugo Kahn. Sunjun, who had a penalty kick blocked earlier in this game, passes it Sebastian Manapot. Oh, Chris, the kick save. All that college training in Europe paying dividends. Sunjun, no. Schuyler, yes, he beats his dad, number 12, Eric Poon, for the goal. A slow roller, Chris scoops it off the floor. And it was 1-0 after the first half. Oh, wait, what about extra time? Huh, how about an extra goal? That only took a few seconds, and it was 2-0. Now halftime, as one fire continues to burn near the stadium, another one breaks out in the Naftan area. What's going on? Well, fans didn't sit in the grandstand to get a better view of the fires. They came to sit. It was only 90 degrees in the shade. Second half, the Nationals attack first. Sunjun's header stopped head on. Oh, yeah, Sunjun going to college, too. John Michael Rojas all alone. Chris guesses one way, and the ball went the other. And it was 3-0 Nationals. Rojas to Tenorio. Oh, Chris, a two-fisted save. Sebastian with the long arcing shot. Chris reaches up as high as he can go, and the ball deflects off the crossbar. So the goalie gets up, and, well, you know, he got a real workout Sunday afternoon. Another save. You know, he just finished his freshman year at a training academy in York, England. All right, listen to this boot by Sunjun. Boom. Coach meet on one of the few breakaways for old B-Bank, but Kim got called off sides, and that was the end of that. The Blue Azuzo take another chance, and they score! A nice assist from Rojas to Sunjun Tenorio. It was so hot he had to take his shirt off and throw it on the turf. Well, after he put his shirt back on, Rojas gave him a great pass. The left-footed straight and true. The NMI Nationals U18 take the M-League Championship 5-0.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
All right, today's high 91. That's the highest we've seen in 2020. The low 82. That's the highest low that we've seen in 2020. And the heat index 103. Yep, that's the highest. Humidity 59%. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds 10 to 15. High 90, low 80. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise 5:47. It's a high tide at 6:16 in the morning, followed by a low tide 1:21. Sunset at 6:40. That is your news, sports, and weather on this Wednesday. Thank you for watching. We'll see you back here on Friday evening.